Hi there, welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today we're going to build ourselves a working all body vinyasa. I'm going to run through the first round at a moderate pace, but then I'd like us to start building towards a brisker pace with each successive round, using the vinyasa almost as you would a sun salutation to build up that heat energy in the body and to get into all those nooks and crannies. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, and feel comfortable to rest should you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to start off today's class coming into child pose. Make your way down onto the mat. Bring your big toes together behind you. Start to spread your knees nice and wide and make your way down to the mat. Maybe begin your first child with your forehead connected to the mat and the arms gently cupping your body, back of the hands connected to the mat, palms looking up to the sky. Take a moment here to just take a couple of nice deep breaths into the back of your ribs. Allow for that slight bit of compression into the belly. Start to connect to your third eye, that little pressure point between the two eyebrows. Start to lengthen your breath work. Then begin to extend the arms along the mat one at a time, maybe starting to reach through the pads of your fingertips and stretching not only through the arms, but start to feel that delicious stretch into the shoulders and into the rib cage. Find your way from here into 4-point kneeling. Tuck your toes under and bleed your way into your first down dog, maybe giving me a soft forward pedal with the legs. Just starting to warm up the back chain of the legs, keeping your bum piked up nice and high and your belly button pulled into center. Then settle into your down dog, trying to put as much weight as you can into the heels of your feet. Find that little pyramid shape through the body. From your down dog, find your way into a strong plank, body line nice and parallel to the mat. And then bleed through your plank line into an up dog. So think more of a curve through the spine, but make sure you're strong through the legs, strong through the belly, strong through the arms. Take a nice, delicious breath in, and on an exhale, pike into a down dog and hold. Bum piked up nice and high. We're going to step or hop to the front of the mat. If you're hopping, come onto the tips of your fingers. Bend your knees. Take a little hop or a step, landing softly just in front of your hands, and find your way into a forward fold. Maybe hands on the mat, or maybe hands on your shins, or maybe hands on the top of your thighs. Find the fold that works for you. Then ragdoll up and find your way into a warrior one, taking a big lunge step back with the left leg, bending the lead leg, making sure that you're angling in that back leg slightly at about a 45-degree angle, both arms alongside your ears. Lead your way into a warrior three. Find your way back into a warrior one. Arms looking towards the sky. Breathe nice and deeply into the lungs. Keep your right hand where it is and relax your left hand to the back thigh. Maybe wrapping your fingertips along the inseam of the leg and looking for more of a crescent frame through the back as you find a reverse warrior one. Then straighten up both legs and start to arc your lead arm down, finding your way into a triangle, maybe using the back of your hand to press against the inseam of your leg as you T-frame the arms. If this feels good, maybe connect your fingertips or your palm to the mat. Shoot for a nice T-frame through the top and the bottom arm. Keep both legs long and extended, and think of drawing up the energy along your kneecaps, along the quads, making your way towards the belly center. Then bend your lead leg, place your right hand on the floor in front of you, pick up the back leg and find your way into a half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, a little balancing challenge on the mat. Bend your lead leg, step back into a warrior two. So now your back leg opens up at 90 and you're dropping down a little bit lower through your center of gravity, tapping the wall in front of you and tapping the wall behind you. Make sure that weight is coming down evenly through your pelvis. Then invert your front hand. We're going to reverse the warrior two. Drop your back hand to your back leg and give me a soft, almost wrap around on that top arm, looking up towards that palm. Try not to lose the bend in your lead leg. In fact, try to drop down a little bit lower through the pelvis. Then start to make your lead arm heavy, either finding a resting spot on your lead thigh or drop your lead hand to the outside of the lead leg as you open up into a side angle, dropping down nice and low through the pelvis. From here, you're going to find your way back into a down dog. Start to pivot through the body. Step your lead leg back. Pike that bum up nice and high. Give me a little drop down through the heels. And then keeping as square as you can through the shoulders and the hips, you're going to find a three-legged dog on the right. So soften the right knee, kick up the right leg behind you and give me an active brace into the heel, checking that you're nice and square through the shoulders and the hips. Keep both feet active. From your three-legged dog, we're going to find a three-legged plank. Keep your right leg floating as you think plank line with the rest of your body. Pause. Body nice and parallel to the mat. Strong through those arms, strong through the belly. Then relax into 4-point kneeling and come into some flowing cat-cows. Inhale to prepare, taking your chin and your bum bones to the sky. Exhale as you hollow out into your cat. Start to find a nice flow between your cat and your cow, maybe beginning to work at a 1-to-2 inhalation to exhalation ratio. Maybe using a nice Ujjayi breath pattern. Then ease your way from here into a high kneeling frame. Shoulders, hips, knees stacked, feet soft and relaxed on the floor behind you. Arms relaxed at your side. Take a big breath in and then circle the arms around and come down in active prayer along the center line. Big breath in as you circle. Exhale as you come down. Pushing with a nice, soft, gentle force that you can feel the arms, the chest, the upper back, the shoulders are all working. Then relax back into child pose from here. Big toes together, knees open nice and wide. Arms relaxed at your side as we start to run through the vinyasa on side 2. Begin to extend your arms long and lengthened on the mat in front of you. Almost pushing off the pads of your fingers and looking for that stretch into the arms, into the ribs. Ease your way into 4-point kneeling. Tuck your toes under, find your down dog and take it for a walk. Hold your down dog. Start to stretch the back of your legs. Ease your way into a plank line from here. Sliding the arms and the feet away from the center line if you need to find that length through the body. Pause. Look for that core engagement. Keep that core engaged. Keep your arms engaged as you start transitioning into an up dog. Think of it as a working cobra. Then pike back into your down dog and hold the stretch. Maybe sliding your feet slightly forward to get more pike through your bum. Step or take a hop to the front of your mat, landing softly on the balls of your feet if you're hopping, and holding the forward fold that works for you. Trying to really get that maximum stretch of the back chain of your legs, weight equal on the balls and the heels of your feet. Let's change it up, soften through the knees, and find your way into a warrior 3 line from your forward fold, floating the right leg behind you. So we're going to change it up. Maybe the arms are floating behind you, or maybe you prefer to have them floating alongside your ear. Then step back into your warrior 1 from here. Keep your left hand where it is and relax your right hand to the back leg. Looking for more of a crescent frame through the back as you maybe peek up to the sky. Then straighten up both legs and start to find your way into your triangle. Start to drop the lead arm down, finding purchase on the inseam of your lead leg, and float the other arm into T. Maybe tapping fingertips to the mat, maybe hand to the mat. Play where you're comfortable. Look for that delicious stretch through the arms. Open up the top of your ribs. We're going to find half moon from here. Begin to bend your lead leg. Place your left hand on the floor in front of you. Kick off the back leg. Transfer the weight to the front leg. And look for a soft T-line frame. Pivoting slightly through the hips so that you're stacking the right hip on top of the left. Then take a delicious big step back and set up a warrior 2 line. Angling your back leg in at 90 this time. Tapping the wall in front, tapping the wall behind. Keeping your gaze steady over your front forefinger. Then invert your front hand, palm up to the sky, drop your back hand to the back leg and give me a soft wrap around, looking up towards the palm of your lead arm. Find your side angle from here. Start to drop your lead elbow. Maybe you're resting on the lead thigh, or maybe you're taking your lead hand to the outside of your lead leg as you set up that soft T-like frame through the body. We're going to down dog it from here. Start to pivot on your back leg. Anchor both hands and step back into a down dog puck. Make those heels as heavy as you can to the floor as you find your down dog. Think of those shoulders and those hips. Try to keep them nice and stable as you find your 3-legged dog on the left. Bend the left leg, kick up the left leg behind you, setting up Tripada Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to find our 3-legged plank from here. Keep your left leg floating as you bring the rest of your body into a plank line. Strong through the arms, strong through the core. Then connect both feet, find your way into 4-point kneeling and begin your cat-cows. Inhale as you find that curve through the spine, hollow back. Then reverse the frame, hollow belly, round it back. Start to move dynamically between the two. Playing maybe at a 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation ratio. Bleed your way from here into a high kneeling frame, stacking your shoulders, your hips, your knees, arms are relaxed at your side. Big breath in as you circle the arms overhead to come down in active prayer. Maybe starting to make it a soft, almost meditation. One more time, then we're going to push back into child pose and we're going to start running through the vinyasa at a brisk pace. Big toes together, knees start to splay out, arms relax at your side as you find your way into Balasana. Start to stretch the arms long and lengthen on the mat. Creeping your fingertips towards the edge and looking for that stretch into the arms and the back of your ribs. Find 4-point kneeling and down dog it, taking it for a little pedal. Back of the leg should feel a lot warmer now. Hold your down dog stretch. Look for that little inverted pyramid. Find your plank line and hold steady. Begin to transition into your up dog. Pike back up into your down dog, sliding the feet maybe half to a full foot space forward and trying to get more anchor through your feet. Step or hop to the front of your mat, landing softly on the balls of your feet. Find your forward fold, hands on the mat if you can, or find purchase somewhere along your leg line. We're going to find a warrior 3 floating on the left leg behind us. So maybe peeling up, maybe you'd like to keep the arms alongside your body as you float the left leg behind you, or you can float the arms alongside your ears. Then bend the lead leg, angle in your back foot at 45 and set up your warrior 1, floating both hands overhead alongside your ears. Keep your right hand where it is, relax your left hand to your back thigh and give me a reverse warrior 1. Then begin to straighten out both legs. Find your triangle line as you start to make your lead arm heavy to the inseam of your lead leg. And open up your arms into a soft T-frame, pulling the energy up along both quads. Little balancing half moon from here. Bend your lead leg, place your right hand on the floor in front of you. Transfer the weight from your back leg to your front leg, giving me a little stutter on the mat if you need it. Step back into a warrior 2 from here. Bend your lead leg, take a delicious wide step back, opening up your back leg at 90 as you tap the wall in front and the wall behind you. Then invert your front hand, drop your back hand to your back leg and start to give me a wraparound. Find your side angle from here, making your lead elbow heavy and resting on your thigh or resting to the outside of your lead leg as you open up the arms into T. Start to pivot on the back foot and find your way back into a down dog. Soften the right knee and kick up the right leg behind you in a 3-legged dog, keeping your body nice and level through the shoulders and the hips. Keep your right leg floating as you find your way into a plank line, nice and strong through the arms, nice and strong through the core. Then relax to 4-point kneeling and begin to flow through your cat-cow, finding a gentle 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation ratio. Come to stillness somewhere between your cat and your cow and lead your way into a high kneeling frame, stacking your shoulders, your hips, your knees, arms relaxed at your side. Big breath in. As you circle the arms, exhale to come down in an active working prayer. Start to float your big toes together. Begin to open up your knees nice and wide. Relax back into child pose. Arms relaxed at your side. Palms looking up to the ceiling. Third eye connected to the mat. Take a moment here, breathing nice and deeply into the back and the sides of your ribs. Then begin to extend the arms out in front. One at a time, start to walk through the pads of your fingers and look for that stretch through the arms, into the shoulders, into the rib cage. Tuck your toes under, find a modified 4-point kneel and bleed your way into a down dog pedal. Bending one knee, extending the other leg, and then beginning to extend both legs and hold the stretch. Feed your nose through, try to tap your nose to knee and really pike your bum up nice and high. Lead your way into a plank line, sliding the hands and the feet away from each other to find that length through the body. Transition into an up dog with control. So you're balancing on your toes and on the palms of your hands. Big breath in and exhale for your next down dog, sliding the feet in closer and trying to get more anchor through your heels. Soften your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat and find your forward fold. Hands on the mat if you can, or purchase anywhere along the chain of your legs. We're going to set up a warrior 3, floating the right leg behind us from here. So maybe bleeding up into a tabletop line, maybe arms at your side as you begin to float the right leg behind you, or maybe you'd like to keep those arms alongside your ears. Bend the lead leg, ankle in the back foot at 45, and float your way up into a warrior 1 lunge line. Anchoring through that whole back foot. Keep your left hand where it is, relax your right arm to the back leg, arcing slightly through the spine. Then start to straighten up both legs and start to find your way into triangle, dropping the lead arm down to the inseam of the lead leg. Think T-frame through the arms. Keep rotating on that top shoulder. Then bend the lead leg, place the left arm on the floor in front of you, kick off the back leg, finding your way into half moon. Make sure you're trying to stack the right hip on top of the left, so look for that rotation through the hips. Bend the lead leg, take a big step back at 90 and set up your warrior 2 line. Tap the wall behind you, tap the wall in front of you. Then invert your front hand, drop your back hand to your back leg, and give me a reverse warrior 2, looking up towards your lead palm. That's your drishti, your focal point. Find your way into side angle from here, starting to make your lead arm heavy, maybe resting on your thigh, placing your hand on the outside of the lead leg as you T-frame your arms. Start to pivot on the back foot, plant both hands on the mat, and step back into a down dog. Bum piped up nice and high to the sky. Keep square through the shoulders and the hips as you kick up the left leg behind you, giving me an active foot on both sides. Keep your left leg floating as you find your way back into a plank, a 3-legged plank. Relax to 4-point wheeling and begin to flow through your cat-cows. Working in a 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation and get a beautiful little flow of your own going. Maybe beginning to play with a nice ujjayi breath pattern. Come to stillness somewhere between your cat and your cow, and find your way into a high kneeling frame with your shoulders, hips, knees stacked, arms relaxed at your side. Big breath in as you circle the arms overhead to come down in active prayer. Maybe playing once more with that active breath pattern. Ending your practice here for today or for a longer vinyasa, run through this flow at least 2 or 3 more times to really get that heat energy going. Namaste to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, keep it light.